Yar! Welcome back to the Cringe. I'm your captain, Joey, Joey, and we are about to embark. I believe it's day 77 with a 5-star island. I hope everybody's having a good morning. I certainly am. Beverage of choice this morning is coffee. And I wanted to say thank you to Carol, who dropped a comment yesterday. I appreciate that. That was really polite of you to do. Ooh, there we go. Cool. Okay. Cool. That's actually really cool. I've never seen this part. I've never played this far. That was just cool. I can't remember if this is hers or not. Give her one. Cool. Yeah, I almost messed that up. Yeah, I was trying to see if yeah, I was trying to see if she was going to give me anything, or I have that little satchel I have to storage. Yeah, I have this I have to give back. All right. So without further ado, let's get moving. Thank you, Yoga Horse. I'm on my second cup of coffee this morning, and it's already 5 o'clock. So as mentioned before, I hope everybody's having a good afternoon, good morning, or a good evening, actually. Excuse me. I have to remind myself that not everybody's in our same time zone. I think I already have this one. Yep. I think it's mature. Yep. It just looked different. So at some point this month, I'm going to have to start fishing to get all the fish I need to get a hold in order to complete my decks. Or, shouldn't say that. That's a different game. That's Pokemon. To complete the Critterpedia. Yeah. wondering if I have to go back. I'm trying to get the carving pumpkin. Yeah, I'm trying to get the carving pumpkin one. And I think you have to get that through shooting down balloons. Garden faucet. I already have that. Yeah, because apparently you can carve pumpkins. Something I just learned yesterday. And like I said before, I don't normally play this late into the season. So this is new to me. There's the garden faucet that I just got a hold of. Yay. My first day with 4 trees. Ah, and before we get going, I'm going to eat coconuts after this. I almost messed that up. There we go. Well, check through here. Ooh. That's still a cricket, so we already have it. Oh, cool. Well, that was unintended. My son is all happy because it is Halloweeny, as he puts it. He's been calling it that ever since I can remember. Tried to correct him. Doesn't work. So, and as most people know, my son is developmentally challenged. So when he learns something, it's there concretely. So if he learns Halloweeny, it stays Halloweeny. Ah, did I get both? Wow. It's early in the gameplay. I think a lot of that had to do with, at a young age, he saw the Disney special Halloweeny, the dog, or Frankenweenie. And so he associates that with, you know, if Frankenweenie is a scary dog. That's a Disney cartoon. And I think it was a Tim Burton special. Wow. Oh, better. Yeah, so we'll come down here, hop across. I woke up a little sinusy because of temperature change. So pardon me if I clear my voice or clear my throat. Yeah, I absolutely, as you guys already know, I love this game, but I I have not played 100%. So that is what we're in the process this time. Ooh, I think this might actually be who I need to give this little... Oh, cool. Cool. So I am going to see what these are. Oh, cool. You got to have a different pumpkin. That's pretty cool. Let's see if I can still give this to Winnie. Nope, I don't think I can. Let's give her a coconut. Okay, oh, nice. So that'll be nice for winter. All right, so now I think I can throw that out. I gotta try fish. Yeah, get that. And I messed that up. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. If you're in the United States, you have football to look forward to. And just for the record, I actually do watch soccer. I actually like soccer. I just didn't grow up with it. The generation I was born, soccer was not a thing. So, I mean, it probably was. It just didn't have the same traction in the United States until recently. And when I say recently, probably the 90s. At least for me. It was out there before. I think I had nephews that played it. It just wasn't, you know, it wasn't the standard sports that most people in the United States play. It is now. It still doesn't have the same traction. Maybe in the Olympics, that kind of stuff, but it doesn't pull in the crowds in the United States. San Diego it did when I was out that way. It had a following out there. Ooh, an oinkoid. I got a new one. Nice. Okay, this one I think I already have. We'll bring it with us and try to look for it. There's so many I don't want to run into. Yeah, I think I have this one. Yep. Oh, maybe not. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to go back here. No. Holy smokes. I got 2 new ones today. I almost got rid of that. Nice. Huh. We're getting real close to finishing them. All right, so I have all 4 of the fossils, so we can move on. We still need to find the money tree, and I think the stone. Oh, speaking of that. Whew. And we'll do one more. All right. Yeah, I almost caught myself. I'm glad I did. Did not want to mess that up. So we're still looking for the money tree. And we're still looking for the stone, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I'm going to have to play because I do definitely want to get the carving pumpkin card DIY. Well. All right. So yesterday I was talking, I do like Australian rules football. It's kind of a mix between soccer, basketball, and football. It's weird. That's why I kind of like it. It's different. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Yeah, they have like 3 goal posts, and you gotta try to make it like for max points into the smallest one. And then you can bounce it once, or you can kick it or throw it, I think. Or you can kick it and bounce it, but I don't think you can. Not sure if you can throw it with your hands. Yeah, let's try it that way. Nice. Okay. So we still have to find the money tree spot, and then and I think I already did this part, but we're coming back. Okay, so we found the money tree and the stone. think I have this bug. I'm going to try it. Just to be safe. Yep. I don't want to leave something I have the potential of catching. There we go. Awesome. Now we are moving. We're going to do this first. There we go. Why? And then we're going to make our 30,000 for tomorrow. Looks like a baby cricket. So I might have to come back on and play and see if I can get the DIY for the pumpkin. I don't know if it's a DIY or if it's something I have to purchase, but we'll figure that out. Yeah, let's try it. All right. Yeah. Nice. We're good. Okay. Do they want me to get a coffee today? No. Huh. You know what I want to do? I want to come up here and take a look. We're getting there. Wow. That's pretty cool. I haven't been in here since we've been really working on this. Beautiful. Nice. This is really cool. Whether you like art or not, it's still pretty cool. I love art. I go to museums every chance I can get. When I went overseas a lot, I used to go to museums quite a bit. Let's go here. Okay. Let's go. Bath. One more I want to try. I want to see if I can buy that kind of stuff. Ooh, moon cakes. Huh. I don't know what dango is. Yeah, we're going to get that. Moon viewing day. Huh. So I think that's from South Korea. East Asia? Yep. Yeah, we'll do that. I was hoping to get the, Oh, cool. There's different colors. That's pretty neat. Not for sale. I think I already have all those. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. That is so cool. That is so cool. I didn't know you could do this. That's really neat. That's my favorite bathroom sink, by the way. They have a bigger one, I think. So, pretty cool. All right, let's go see if we have a 5-star. I think I already know the answer to this, but we're going to play it. It's pretty cool. Good for now. I want to try that again. I think I missed something. Huh? Good. Yep, time to carry on. All right. So today we're going to throw away 2 items. We're going to throw away that and that. All right. And this time we are going to we already have a garden faucet. We'll keep that for a minute. Yeah, we'll keep that too. Confirm. Okay. Now we're going to do this and just make sure we have it. Got it. Sometimes when I play this game, I tend to forget because I'm talking. So, and what the heck? Yeah, we'll get rid of it. And we'll keep that. All right. Yeah, I don't take advantage of the picture stuff. I do want to change something. Make it easier on me. All right, let's go plant this. I don't want to mess that up. And then we'll go visit my... people from a different island. Almost messed that up, too. Alright, let's go visit our friend Harv. Alright. Alright, where do we want to go? Harv's Island. Yep. My coffee is getting cold. To be fair, got it about an hour ago. And it's in a normal cup, so. Let's see if visiting the museum did anything. Nope. Okay. I know that's fake because of the necklace. So both of those are fakes. So the necklace around her neck is what identifies that that's a fake. Once you play this for a while, you kind of see it. But we got to move that inventory. So. We possibly get one or two real ones. So it's slow. It's kind of like the fossils. Sometimes you get extras and doubles and we'll get that on the way back. Ooh. Okay. Let's do it. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see what the bamboo hat is. So today I'm going to go pick up the Mario Galaxies 1 and 2. One of my favorite games. I got to be honest, that's my all-time favorite Mario. It's probably because I played a lot of it with my son. And I used to watch my son jump off the sides and you'd hear, "Game over." So my son and I have a lot of experience with the Wii. He likes the Wii. It was his first game system. I think the DS as well. I think he had the DS. You know. And he used to get... that's not what I wanted. I'm not really sure how we started that one. I think I got a DS for Christmas once. Took it with me on deployment. And then he started playing it. The 2DS is probably his favorite handheld. He had a Switch. He broke it. He gets frustrated, so he can't... I don't understand why I'm picking flowers, so I'm going to drop these two. Drop. Drop. So sometimes he gets overwhelmed and he can't regulate himself. But it's a big deal for him to have access to these things. Because when he's good, he can handle it. And he's good 99% of the times. But when I say good is when he's able to manage himself. I still get him a phone every year. It doesn't last long. But it's not an expensive phone. And it's one that, internet-wise, he can use it as a Wi-Fi. I don't buy him the cell phone plan. And it's not because I don't want him not to have it. It's just he doesn't understand the concept. Yeah. It's funny. Yesterday I went to go visit him, and he's like, "Daddy, bye-bye." Okay. All right, buddy, if that's what you want. He's happy to get, I have to remind him, so I brought him a couple of books he ordered. Right. And they're Sing 1 Little Golden Books, Sing 2 Little Golden Books. And, he doesn't understand that, Dad is bringing that stuff. He understands that, but in his mind, it's toys, right? So, it's kind of funny. But, so the staff that works with him, "Can you say thank you, Daddy?" Thank you. That's pretty funny. And I've known my son for years, so I know this is how he is. So I don't get offended or, our children are young for too little. And that's kind of a selfish thing with autism. And it really is. on the severe end. Hold on a second. That's my reminder to make content. We have, you know, it is a struggle. It's not easy. I've replaced lots of things in this house. But on a selfish tone, like if, you know, our children stay younger longer, and, you know, that has positives. You know, of course our children are missing out on things. But in their minds, they're okay. You know, they're able to live a life that is best that they can possibly live. So, you know, and I just want my son to be the best version of him that he can be. And I don't, you know, all those expectations that we hold, you know, it's not up to me to determine what he's going to want to do. You know, I want him to live a comfortable life in the life he's able to live. Right? So if he's not able to hold a job, which he's not, you know, he has a 10-minute development or 10-minute weight span, maybe even less. And he just gets frustrated. So, getting into stores is a big deal. He gets overstimulated. You know, a lot of that stuff is pretty significant. It's interesting because, you know, as somebody that's, you know, alive for well over 50 years, the things that I wouldn't normally consider would be difficult is difficult. So it's interesting, and it forces me to kind of put myself in check every now and then. You know, just to recognize that, you know, his struggles are not going to be mine and vice versa, but he still has capabilities. You know. You know, if you still ask him to say, "Hi, Joey," you know, he'll walk up and say, "Hi, Joey." You know, instead of saying hi to who we expected him to say hi to. So, you know, so autism has a lot of negativity. And in some ways it traps a person inside their abilities. But in many ways, at least for autism, we don't know if they're capable of more and they're being held back. You know. So that's kind of interesting. Interesting discussion. And I do think there is a distinguishing factor between autism, right? Severe autism is not the same as the publicly visible forms of autism that are currently being spread. And the other one that bothers me is making shirts that say, "I have a touch of the tism." That to me is offensive. Right? Because parents that have children on the spectrum that are on the severe end, it's almost like you're making a mockery of them. You know, like it's less of an issue than it really is, and almost like we're making a big deal out of stuff. You know. So that bothers me. bothers me as a parent and people who work with special needs individuals. Right? I can't, sometimes I have to bite my tongue, which we do as parents anyways, but, you know, sometimes we just have to kind of put ourselves in check and, you know, people like to, you know, I have a touch of the tism, and for most parents, that isn't what autism is, right? And it's kind of insulting. I don't know how else to put it, but, you know. So in the United States, they have a big thing going on right now about DEI. Diversity, inclusion, and equality. I think it's important for people to remember that inclusion means, you know, people of special needs, right? Back in the, you know, the early 1900s, we used to put people in institutions a lot. And some forms of autism, you don't need to. So I think inclusion, a lot of people lose touch. Is that sometimes people with autism, right? Inclusion recognizes that they exist in the world as well. I stay out of the other parts of it. But I don't have anything against anybody. So I think, you know, like for my son's case, I don't think equality is always going to be there. You know, because he's not equal to others in his abilities, right? And in his way, he can't. So I don't think equality is the litmus for him. I think inclusion is the litmus, you know. Right. In other words, if we're going to make exceptions, you know, why not make exceptions to where people are included in public, right? And I'll give you an example real quick before I get off my soapbox. I took my son, this is years ago. My son was out at a park, like a wild animal refuge, where, you know, they expose kids to animals that have issues. Most of them are rescued animals. And so they called it an animal park, right? And my son was at one of the stores, and he was looking at stuff, and the person who was running it was getting upset because he wasn't putting the stuff back in the exact place he wanted. So the person that was with him was like, don't worry, we'll take care of that. You know, you don't have to worry about it. And the lady's like, well, if he can't do it, he shouldn't be in public. You shouldn't bring him out. And my floor just dropped, or my mouth just dropped. Like, did I just hear this? This is, you know, this is 2010, right? This isn't yesteryear, right? This is in the century we're living in. It's also in the, you know, at the time, it was also within the decade we were living in, but, you know. And so it was really just, you know, to me, that's inclusion, right? We have to recognize that, you know, even though you're going to be slightly inconvenienced, you know, it doesn't mean a bad thing. And, oh my God, I reported that right away. I told the person, I'm like, I don't want to see her fired or the employee fired, but she needs to be brought up to speed on what's acceptable, right? Stuff like that is not acceptable, right? That's what inclusion means to me. So if anybody's advocating for children with special needs, that's inclusion, right? Oh, a spooky table. Cool. You know. Huh. I might play a little more. Oh, cool. Yeah, so inclusion means recognizing that people exist in society outside of our bubble, right? And in the grand scheme of things is moving a toy to a different part of the store. And we're talking it was probably, 4 meters by 4 meters toy area. So, yeah, so if anybody's advocating for people, that is what DII is, or DEI is to me, right? Is that, we'll put away, is that we recognize that other people live in society outside of our realm that may not be able to conform to everything, right? And they're still allowed in society. So, he wasn't being unsafe. He wasn't hurting anyone. He was stimming, right? Because children on the spectrum stim, right? That's when they flap their arms or walk in circles, stuff like that. So he wasn't hurting anyone. So anyways, I'll get off my soapbox because I'll be on this all day. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening, and I appreciate all the comments. Thank you, Carol. Have a good day. Bye.